And when it is used in the form of Vande, the aham is implied. Aham Vande. But you see, each and every adjective ends with It's all the same. Ko, ku, and k in Hindi, Telugu, and Tamil also the same words. This time it's not just static images, but rather animated illustrations. Shubhodayam, everyone. Namaskaram. I went live 2 minutes ahead of schedule so that to check audio levels and video, of course. I hope Suprabhat. This is 10:30 already, Diksha ji. So this is not exactly Prabhata Kala. So thank you for the confirmation. And this is Udaya. So Shubhodayam is more appropriate than Suprabhatam. Prabhata is like early in the morning. So thank you, Shivanshi ji. Perfect. We'll wait for a couple of more minutes as usual for everybody to join in. Just to let you know, this is also being live streamed on YouTube, but only for members. I've asked the members to come to Crowdcast directly, but still, if there are any members left who might join on YouTube, I'm streaming it to YouTube as well. So I've gone a little overboard, I guess, with the amount of technical complexity for this particular live stream. The content of it is not too complex. Of course, all of us have been. Any foreigners in the group? Yes, all of us here, assembled here, have been singing this national song since childhood, most of us. But the thing is, at least as I was singing it in school or as I remember it, there are a lot of mistakes. This song itself is not completely in Sanskrit, but the first two verses, which we usually sing as the national song, are in Sanskrit. Jana Gana Mana. Of course, only a few words are in Sanskrit, not completely. Tava Shubhanami Jage Tava Shubha Shishamange Gahe Tava Jaya Gatha. So all of that is not exactly Sanskrit. So it's Bengali and Sanskrit mixed. I think Rabindranath Tagore wrote it, so I'm guessing it's Bengali. And same goes with Vande Mataram as well. Of course, Bengali people, if there are any Bengalis here, would be singing this as Vande Mataram or with their own accent. Va would become Ba. But there are multiple stanzas to this. We'll get started. I'll give an introduction to what the song is and we'll go through all of them. And Meghna, I don't think Meghna is here. Made the animations for all of these words of Vande Mataram. She has done a great job as usual with all the words, and this time it's not just static images but rather animated illustrations. All right, let's get started. Namaskaram everyone, Shubhodayam. Today we are going to look at the national song of Bharat, which is Vande Mataram. This composition is almost 2 centuries old, 200 years old. It was composed first in the 1800s by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. And compared to our usual topics of study, this should be considered quite recent. Even if it is 2 centuries old, this is comparative to the Sanskrit literature that we usually look at. This is a very recent composition. It was first composed for a novel, I think, or one of the revolutionary texts called Anandamath. And then in the 1900s, the Constituent Assembly of India adopted this song as the national song of India. Of course, as I read it, the Constitution does not mention this song, but people were jailed for singing this in public during the independence struggle. And this, of course, holds a lot of emotional bond in the hearts of all people of Bharat. And this has been done in so many different renditions. Of course, there is a limit on how you can render Jana Gana Mana in a tune. It has to be done in only 52 seconds and all that restrictions are there. But for this national song, there is no such restrictions. And of course, from A.R. Rahman himself and many other singers and music composers throughout history have composed Vande Mataram in their own tune, in their own rendition. But the interesting thing to note is the entire verse, as composed by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, is in Bengali. It's not completely Sanskrit, but the first two verses are completely in Sanskrit. Then there are Bengali verses which praise goddess Bharat Mata as goddess Durga, Tumi Shakti. I guess there are many verses like that, and there are specific numbers that she is the mother of 7 crore people. I guess from 1800s the population has grown a lot, so those later verses are skipped in the newer renditions as we have adapted it, the first two verses. But the first two verses, as I've said, are completely, all the words of it are in Sanskrit. And as I mentioned before, all of us make one or the other mistake when singing this or chanting this or even reading this these lines. As I looked at it, I've noticed that there were many mistakes I myself was making, of course, long before I even started my study of Sanskrit. So I thought this is, as Independence Day approaches on 15th of August, it's a good opportunity for us to revisit the words of Vande Mataram. Of course, it's a very simple set of words. These are not complex in any sense. Most of the words are used by us on a day-to-day basis in most of our regional languages. But having said that, what we'll be exploring today is the poetic beauty of Vande Mataram. And Meghna has graciously and painstakingly, as a pusher with everything else, provided us with a wonderful set of animations which depict each and every word, so that we can appreciate that poetic beauty better. And of course, we'll be looking at the grammatical aspects of it, what the word by word meaning is, what the vibhakti is in all of these words, and that will be our scope of study. And then if anybody is interested, you can come up on screen and read out those words or sing those words. Or if there are any general questions, we'll look at them as there is already one question in Ask a Question section. The generic questions, if there are general topics where you need me to address those questions, we can look at them in the end. All right, let us now get started with the words. So as we do with understanding many Sanskrit compositions, this tradition started with Shiva Tandava Stotram. The best way to understand any composition is to catch hold of the verb in it. And in this composition, the verb is Vande. Vande is a word which means I praise. Vande, whom do I praise? Whom do I worship? Whom do I offer my praise to? Mataram, to the mother. Mata is mother. To call Mata, the Sambodhana or the addressal is Mataha. He Mataha. This is slightly different from other Sanskrit words. So you would address her as He Mataha. And to that mother is Mataram. To that mother in the sense of that mother being the object in a sentence. In the subject, object, verb forms, mother being the object. To that mother is Mataram. So I offer my praise, or I salute, I offer my salutations to that mother is Vande Mataram. Now, how is that mother? What are the different attributes of that mother? Are described by 10 different adjectives in the first two verses. So the 11 unique words is slightly a misnomer because it's 12 unique words. Vande Mataram, we have just considered it as one phrase. But then that one phrase plus 10 adjectives. Vande is the verb. I praise, I offer my praise to whom? To the mother, Mataram Vande. And when this Vand, the Vand dhatu has the meaning of I offer my praise to, and when it is used in the form of Vande, the aham is implied. Aham Vande. Who is doing the praising? I. So only when I is used in the context of Vand dhatu, this form Vande is used. If it is we all, it would be Vandamahe. Or if it is two of us, it would be Vandavahe. So based on the number of people doing that action, the word form changes in Sanskrit. Because it is Vande, it is I, singular. And in first person, I offer my praise to Mataram, to that mother. Now all the 10 words, Sujalam, Suphalam, Malayaja Shitalam, it's slightly off. The translations will be slightly off if we translate Sujalam as the one who has great waters or beautiful waters. Su is good, beautiful, great, nice. So Sujalam is not the one who has beautiful waters. Sujalam is to the one who has beautiful waters, because the word is in Dvitiya Vibhakti, as I mentioned before, because it ends in So you see all the 10 adjectives end in So this again is one of the confusions. So I at least used to chant it as Shubhra Jyotsna Pulakita Yamini. And I used to cut it off that Yamini. It is not Yamini, it is Yaminim. We'll look at them one by one, of course, all the words. But you see, each and every adjective ends with And that is the property of a word being used in the sense of an object in a sentence. So that sense, called as Dvitiya Vibhakti, necessitates the use of the sound at the end. So it is important that all of these words end in Sujalam, Suphalam, Malayaja Shitalam, Sasya Shyamalam, Shubhra Jyotsna Pulakita Yaminim. And that at the end is also, of course, seen with the word Mataram itself. Right? So, and it is the same with every other word. Ramaha is the person, Hey Rama is the Sambodhana. To Rama would be Ramam. So Ramam Vande or Ramam Bhaje, Krishnam Bhaje, right? Govindam Bhaje. You see that at the end, it means that word is used in the context of an object or something being done to that word in a sentence. I hope this grammatical aspect of it is clear so far. So Mata ko, correct, exactly. in Hindi, as Kanchanji said, it is Mata ko, or in Telugu it would be Mataku. It's the same, very similar sounds. And even in Tamil, it is Matak. It's all the same ko, ku, and k. In Hindi, Telugu, and Tamil also the same words. But in Sanskrit, it ends in Excuse me. So that context I wanted to set, so that which is common to all the words. Now let us look at the words one by one. So the first phrase, Vande Mataram, I offer my praise to the mother. This is simple enough. So this person here is offering his praise to the mother. And this animation depicts that process. Mata ko pranam, or not exactly pranam, because pranam comes from a different dhatu. This is Mata ko mere stuti. This is Vande is used in the context of a praise being done. Naman, again, Naman and Pranam are from the same root sound. So it's not exactly Naman. It is Vandana. So Vandan and Naman, of course, they have two different meanings, two different contexts. So this is Vandanam. Vandanam meaning I extol or I praise. All right. Now, Vande Mataram. How is that mother? All the other descriptions now are going to describe her further. The first one being Sujalam. Again, this is, the words themselves are very, very obvious in their meaning. But what is more important is how we utter them and the pronunciations of them. So it's not Shujalam. Bengalis, again, the composition itself being in Bengali, they own it, but they have this tendency of mixing up sa and sha also. So, and even in the future words, this sa versus sha versus sha, these three distinctions, as we have gone through in Maheshwara Sutras, it's extremely important to make. So this is Sujalam, which literally means to the mother of beautiful waters. Su means auspicious, good, nice, and beautiful. So Sujalam is translated as the mother with beautiful waters. To that mother with beautiful waters. Sujala would be the mother, the person with beautiful waters. Bharata Mata Sujala. But Mataram Sujalam Vande. So that would be a complete sentence. If it were to be just said as a sentence, it would be Aham Mataram Aham Sujalam Mataram Vande. I offer my praise to the mother with beautiful waters. The next word is Suphalam. And phala literally means result. It's it's used in the context of a fruit or an end result of something, but it also can be used to refer to crops or anything that is an yield. So the mother of beautiful yields, she is the one who offers wonderful yields. Phala or phalita or is an outcome of an effort. So Suphalam Mataram Vande. I offer my praise to the mother of beautiful yields. And of course, the picture depicts different kinds of yields and different kinds of crops that are grown throughout the country. And of course, in the desert region to the northwest, there is nothing as yield exactly, but there is another kind of phala there also. And the next one is Malayaja Sheetalam. Here it's a compound word. There are more complex compound words which come up in the future, but this compound word just has two constituent words, which are Malayaja and Sheetalam. Sheetalam, Shaitya, Sheetala is cold. Malaya is a mountain, and the sound ja is used whenever something has to be used in the context of born out of. Jalaja is something born out of jala, which is a lotus. Jalaja is something born out of waters. Or Girija is something born out of a mountain or giri. So Girija refers to Parvati, and Malayaja also is in the same context. Born from the mountains. What is born from the mountains? These cold winds. So Malayaja Sheetalam is to the mother. Sheetalam, because it ends in it is to the one who has the cold winds which blow from the mountains. All sorts of mountains, from either from the Himalayas or from the eastern and western Ghats or from the Vindhyas. So all sorts of mountain ranges with their beautiful, pleasant, cool breezes that blow. So that is Malayaja Sheetalam. Again, this whole thing is actually one word. I just put a hyphen to denote that it's a compound word, but even then it is one single word. Malayaja Sheetalam is one word, so there is no pause after Malayaja. Malayaja Sheetalam. Then next, Sasya Shyamalam. Again, one single compound word. Yes, it's a beautiful pictorial depiction. I'll make a full video with all the animations in one single song on August 15th. But until then, these have been the PDF with all the meanings, and all these images, not in their animated form but in their static form, are downloadable at this link, bit.ly/VM-free. VM stands for Vande Mataram and free. And of course, patrons and members I'll upload the animations and videos and maybe a pictorial depiction of all that. We'll see what on top of what is available for free for everybody, we'll see what we can provide. Of course, the MP3 version and all that will be available. But for public, you can use that link, bit.ly/VM-free, to download these resources. And this is one of the intentions behind doing this was so early also was so that if there are any schools who want to teach it to their students, to their pupils, they can do this. They can make use of these resources. They can project it on their screens, or the teachers themselves can learn from these and teach it properly to their students before 15th of August and then have them sing it. All right, the next word is Sasya Shyamalam. Again, one single compound word, but with two constituent words within it. Sasya meaning crops, and Shyamala meaning dark. Shyama is dark, but Shyamala is also used in the hue. All dark colors can roughly be categorized under Shyama. So dark red, dark green, dark blue, dark brown, or just black, all of them fall under Shyama. So she's the one who is dark with all the vegetation. Sasya is crops and vegetation. So she is the one who is of a dark hue because of all the vegetation across her, and that is Sasya Shyamalam. Again, ending with because it's used in the context of Dvitiya Vibhakti. Sasya Shyamalam, to the mother, to the one who is emerald hued. Shyamala is one of the deities in Tantra also. She is known as Matangi, or she is the tantric form of Saraswati, and she is depicted with this emerald green color. In some cultures with dark blue color of sapphire. But anyways, so Shyamala is the one who is of a dark hue because of the vegetation that spans across her. The next word is Sasya Shyamalam, and again we are only going to look at unique words, and in the song, of course, Sasya Shyamalam, Mataram comes again, and Vande Mataram. So that's a refrain in the song, that I offer my praise to you, O Mother. And then the adjectives continue with the next compound word, which is a long compound word with multiple constituent words. Shubhra Jyotsna Pulakita Yaminim. In order to understand this full compound word in the correct sense, because there are so many words, so what comes first, what comes after, is the night being praised, is the ecstasy or the rapture or that feeling of pleasant jitters, is that Pulakita, is that being praised, or is the clean and fresh Shubhra, is that being praised? What is being praised is Yamini, which is the last word. She is the one with nights. To the one with nights. What kind of nights? Pulakita Yamini. To the nights which are rapturous, which are, I didn't know, ecstatic. What kind of words to use? So she is and why are they rapturous? Why are they so pleasant? The nights, her nights, because of the presence of Jyotsna, or the moonlight. What kind of moonlight? Clear moonlight, Shubhra. So she is the one, Yamini. If it ended with Yamini, it would be she is the one with the nights which are rapturous because of clear full moon night. Not exactly full moon, but clear moonlight. Yaminim means to the mother who has nights which are rapturous because of clear moonlight. So the whole thing is one single word again. So I used to do this. I used to give a pause between Shubhra Jyotsna and Pulakita Yaminim. So we used to chant it, of course. We used to sing it at the top of our lungs. So it would always be Shubhra Jyotsna Pulakita Yaminim. So there is no pause at Jyotsna. After Jyotsna, it is Shubhra Jyotsna Pulakita Yaminim is one single word. I hope this is clear. Yes, it is. It's a beautiful, beautiful animation. I'll let Meghna know, and of course she knows anyways. And we worked on it in the last couple of days. But anyways, and she's almost a kid, not exactly a kid, but she's quite young, and she's too shy to come on screen and at least take a bow for all the appreciation she's getting. But maybe I'll push her sometime to come on screen. And she says she's too introverted. Anyways, the next word is Pulla. Again, one big compound word. Pulla Kusumita Druma Dala Shobhinim. Languages with who use la sound can use dala. It's fine. But if your language does not have la sound, that is also fine. You can say it as dala. So the entire compound word is Pulla Kusumita Druma Dala Shobhinim. And what is being depicted of the mother is the Shobha, or the glow. The root sound bha represents radiance and brilliance. So Shobha is that glow. Shobhinim. How is she glowing? With the Druma and Dala. Druma is a tree and Dala are the leaves. And how are those? Kusumita. Kusumita meaning blossomed. Kusuma is a flower. Kusumita is the ones which are blossomed. How are they blossomed? Pulla Kusumita. Completely, fully blossomed. So Pulla is, Prapulla is fulfilling, fulfilled. So, and this is the first time I'm noticing this, that the English word and the Sanskrit word have the same sound. Pulla and full. Interesting serendipitous happening in this word itself. I don't know if there is something more to it. I'll have to look it up, but very interesting happening. So anyways, Pulla Kusumita is completely, fully blossomed Druma, trees, and Dala is leaves or petals. Shobhini, the one who is resplendent with, the one who is shines with, the one who is radiant with this fully blossomed trees and leaves. And of course, animation, once again, Meghna has done a wonderful job and it's extremely, extremely beautiful. To the mother who is resplendent with fully blossomed trees and leaves and petals, I offer my praise. Shobhinim. Once again, there is no pause after Kusumita. It's not Pulla Kusumita Drumadala Shobhinim. It's one complete word. Pulla Kusumita Drumadala Shobhinim is one word. The next few words are very simple. Suhasinim. Hasa literally means a smile. We really did not know what to do, and so far it's all been very true to the sense of the country and its landscape. So now suddenly personifying her as a human being and a mother and making her smile did not seem consistent with the aesthetic. So we just put, it was Meghna's idea again to put a flower which is blossoming. Hasa means a smile, or the one of a beautiful smile is Suhasini. To the one of beautiful smiles is Suhasinim. So to that mother who has a beautiful smile, I offer my praise. Suhasinim. And how that Suhasa corresponds to the landscape itself, there can be many, many interpretations, of course. She is the one of beautiful blossoms. She is the one of beautiful, of just tremendous beauty across the landscape. All of that. So Hasa meaning a smile. Suhasinim is to the mother who has a beautiful, gentle smile. Sumadhura Bhashinim. The literal meaning of, again, two words mixed as one. Madhura is sweet, literally. Sumadhura is beautiful, sweet words. It says the in a personified form as Bharat Mata, as a woman who is the mother of all of us. She is of sweet words. She's sweet spoken. But as a landscape, there are so many sweet languages spread across Bharat. So she is the one of beautiful languages across, beautiful sweet languages across the land. So this again was Meghna's interpretation. To the mother who has beautiful sweet languages, I offer my praise. Sumadhura Bhashinim Mataram Vande. Once again, it's not Bhashinim, it is Bhashinim. The na has to be clear. And bha, of course, is a Mahaprana sound, and this is sh. It's not sh or sa. Sumadhura Bhashinim. Once again, just my nitpicking of Vakshuddhi concepts. Yes. Suhasinim, Sumadhura Bhashinim. And then the next one is Sukhadam. Very similar to how the root sound j is used to born out of. The root sound the is used in the context of giving something. Danam, dadati, diyate. Jalada is the word for a cloud or an ocean. That which gives water is jalada. So all sorts, anywhere there is this the suffix being used, it's someone who gives that particular thing. Sukhada is the bestower of happiness, pleasantness, pleasure. Sukha. Again, as I keep repeating, the sounds of Sanskrit are in the meanings of Sanskrit words are in the sounds themselves. Sukha, I've already mentioned this in a couple of videos before, I guess. Kha represents space. Khagola, Khanija, Khaga. And Su is good. So Sukha is being in a good space, being in a happy space, and represents happiness and pleasure. So Sukhada is the one who grants pleasure. Sukhadam is to the one who grants pleasure. And this is depicted as different kinds of festivals and different kinds of exuberances that happen throughout the country in terms of color, in terms of all observances, from fabric to festivals to different kinds of expression of exuberance. She is the one who bestows all these pleasantnesses and pleasures. Sukhadam Mataram Vande. The next one is Varadam. Vara literally means that which is good or that which is auspicious. So we have seen this word multiple times. Pravara or Varam. Varam is generally in common spoken language. Vara is used in the context of a boon or a blessing. But the literal meaning of Vara is that which is exalted, so that which is of great value. So she is the one who bestows. Vara can be literally thought of as boons. And how to depict this, once again, if it's a personified form, we could have just put her hand up and something coming out of the hand, as it has been being depicted throughout ages. But here we went with the clouds and the bounty of rains and bounty of all sorts of output from the land that is of such high value. So she's the one who bestows that bounty, that exalted riches to all of us. So Varadam Mataram Vande, to the mother who grants us all boons and all wishes, I offer my praise. And this ends all the 10 adjectives. So as we have seen before, these were the 10 words of 10 adjectives which describe the Mata or Mata, Bharat Mata. And Mataram, Sujalam, Suphalam, Malayaja Sheetalam, Sasya Shyamalam, Shubhra Jyotsna Pulakita Yaminim, Pulla Kusumita Drumadala Shobhinim, Suhasinim, Sumadhura Bhashinim, Sukhadam, Varadam, Vande. So that concludes all the 10 adjectives and the 11 unique words in praise of Bharat Mata and the country in the personified form of a mother. So this concludes today's session. If there is anybody who wants to come up on screen, if there are any questions you want to ask pertaining to these words, or how any general questions now are open. Second, third and fourth paragraphs, Kanchanji, are not in Sanskrit. They are in Bengali. So I did not want to go with those. Initially, I thought maybe I should. And I only had a rough idea that there are more verses. And there is this general conception where people think that the rest of the stanzas were cut out because of a Hindu connotation to it, that there are religious connotations, that there is Durga, there is Shakti, she is being referred to as. But that might have been the case. But anyways, and those are powerful verses. But as I said, they have specific numbers, Sapta Koti, Kara, something, Kara Dhrita Jale, something like that. So the numbers, they're not relevant. The language itself is not Sanskrit. So I thought let's only go with what the entire country is doing and what is usually taught in schools also, so that it stays relevant for everybody. Thank you so much, Diksha ji. And in the third word, which word is for wind? Sheetala is so generally to represent cold winds, Sheetala Pavana is used. Sheetala just means coolness, but because it's from the mountains, Malayaja Sheetala is the one who is cooled down by that which is born from the mountains. Of course, interpretations abound. It can also be interpreted as Malayaja Sheetalam, the one who is cooled down by the waters from the mountains, that which is born from the mountains. But usually all the Siberian winds from the Himalayas and all the other kinds of cooling down effects that happen because of the breezes from the mountains, in general it is interpreted as winds from the mountains, that which is born from the mountains, Malayaja, can be anything, right? Anything that is born from the mountains. It can be vegetation from the mountains. It can be waters or streams from the mountains. But here, because the landscape is being cooled down, Sheetala, because of that which is born from Malaya or mountain, it is understood as the wind. Oh, Kalpita ji wants me to sing. I can sing off and cut it off on YouTube. Oh, Kanchanji wants to sing it. Yeah, Kanchanji, I'm inviting you up on screen. Let me know if you don't want this to go on YouTube, because eventually, of course, we'll edit this and put it up on YouTube. If you don't want your part to be on YouTube, you can let me know and I'll cut it out.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram, Kanchanji. Go for it.
I just came from a track, so
From
Okay,
where?
I'll sing it.
From a running track? From a
Um,
trek?
Trekking. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Nice.
I'll start singing.
Yes, please.
वन्दे मातरम् सुजलां सुफलां मलयज शीतलां सस्यश्यामलां मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् शुभ्रज्योत्स्ना पुलकितयामिनी फुल्लकुसुमिता द्रुमदलशोभिनी सुहासिनी
क्या बात है.
सुमधुरभाषिणी सुखदां वरदां मातरम् वन्दे मातरम्. Sorry, I was
No problem. It was wonderful, Ayu. It was really well done. And one small nitpicking is it is Sasya Shyamalam. It's not Sasya, it's Sasya Shyamalam. Very well done. Can I put this up on YouTube? Is it okay? Thank you. Perfect. Thank you so much. Very well done. Thank you, Kanchanji. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.
Anybody else who wants to sing? Yoliji, do you want to sing? Or just chant the words if you're not able to. Let me see how. Yes, I've sent you an invite. Anybody else? Kalpita ji, you've requested me to sing it. I'm sending you an invite. You come and sing it. Where are the men? Tarunji, namaskaram. And Akash ji, namaskaram. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, you're audible clearly. Do you want to? Do you know the tune?
No, I can.
Okay,
I
but
can.
like why? Like how are you here? What brought you here?
Wow, long story. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I love chanting. I love chanting actually.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, and the YouTube. I think the best thing did YouTube is the algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
So first, because I learned something from how to say Isha
Oh,
Foundation.
okay. Nice.
Yeah, follow the
Nice.
yeah follow Sadhguru.
Of
So
course.
YouTube recommended you to me. So
Mhm.
I
Nice. And you like Sanskrit. You like the chant. I see
Yeah.
asanas behind.
yeah,
is-
actually I'm learning this. Yeah, the
Okay.
asanas. Yeah, it's
Wonderful.
Ashtanga yoga. So
Have you learned Sanskrit before?
yeah, a little bit, not very serious. Just time to time when I have time.
Okay.
So
Wonderful.
I try to learn. Yeah,
You want
just
to
enough.
you want to read out these words one by one? Of course. I mean it's a patriotic song. So it's usually seen as our property and only we connect with it the most. But if you want to, if you feel like it, you can go for it.
Okay, I can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Vande Mataram,
Mm-hmm.
Sujalang,
Hmm.
Supalang,
Correct.
Malajaya Shita. I can see the
Mala Yaja Shitalam. Okay, got it. 1 second.
Malayaja Shitalam,
Shitalam.
Sasya Shitalam. Yes, now it's better. Thank you. Sasya Syamalang,
Correct.
Upla Jyotsna, Pulakita Yamining. Yamining.
So you bring
Pula
the lips together. At the end, you bring the lips together. Yaminim.
Yamining.
Lips.
Ning.
Yes. Yes.
Ning.
Yeah.
Yamining. Because sometimes I have difficulty to do the long
No,
vowel.
the thing is, you guys are pronouncing the ng sound very clearly.
Yeah.
Indians somehow have, whenever I conduct Vakshuddhi classes, we have not used that ng sound as much, but you try and consciously avoid that.
Okay.
So it's not yaminim, it is yaminim. That other nasal sound before is not there.
Okay. Yeah. Yamining.
Yes.
Better?
Perfect.
Phula, Phula Kusumita, Druma, Dala Shupining.
Shobhinim.
Shopining.
Correct.
Shopining.
Yes.
Suhasining.
Yes.
Sumathura Pashining.
Yes.
Sukhadam.
Yes.
Varadam.
Mataram.
Matram.
Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram.
So this is
Thank
in
you. Namaste.
praise of Bharat Mata. Thank you for praising Bharat Mata for us.
Every day.
Thank you.
Pray for you.
Namaskar.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Is it okay if I put it up on YouTube?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes,
Thank you.
of course.
Namaskar.
Thank you.
Namaskar. Namaskar. Kalpita ji, namaskaram. Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Am I
That is
audible
why. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
But this is not where I just wanted to know where to take break. That's the reason I requested you to sing.
No. So a break can be taken after every single word. Maybe I will at the end. At the end I'll sing.
Okay. Let me try. I
go
don't
for
know.
it. Yes, please go for it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Vande Mataram Sujalam Suphalam Malayaj Sheetalam Sasya Shamalam Mataram Vande Mataram Shubhra Jyotsna Pulakitayamini
Pulla kusumita drumadala shobhini. One word.
Pulla kusumita.
Pulla. That la has an extra emphasis on it. Pulla. Correct.
Pulla kusumita drumadala shobhini. Suhasini. Sumadhura bhashini Sukhadam varadam mataram Vande Mataram.
Thank you. Namaskar. If done in the right context, in the right setting, I guess it's almost tear jerking. It's so much gratefulness for the land and for all the bounty that it provides. So thank you so much, Kalpita ji. One thing is that pulla, it is not pulla, it is pha. There is a no, it's not. No, it's pha. Say pha. Correct. So it is that pha. Pulla.
Okay,
correct.
Pulla.
ಇಲ್ಲ ತಮಿಳಾ ನಿಂಗ or Kannada?
Marathi married to Malayalam.
Oh, okay. Where do you stay in Kerala, is it?
I stay in Thane, Mumbai, Maharashtra.
Oh, okay. So why did I ask that? Pulla.
Maybe per sound.
Yeah. No. Malayalis can say it properly. Maybe somewhere else the some kind of mix up I heard. I don't know. But overall it was no big corrections, Kalpita ji. That Pulla Kusumita, just say that one word again for me.
Pulla Kusumita Dhrumadala Shobhini.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Can I put this on YouTube or shall I cut it?
If it is correct, if you feel it is correct,
then it's useful. No, it's not that the corrections are only for you. There might be thousands of people who are doing the same mistake, so it will be useful. It's okay.
Anyway, whichever way you feel it is appropriate.
Sure. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you. Bye.
Or maybe I'm putting you guys on spot and asking you live. We only have around 7 people live with us, so no problem. If you don't feel like it, you can let me know. Nimiji, you want to come on screen, or Shivanshi ji wanted to try? Or Shivanshi ji did she already try? I forgot the name. No, I think she hasn't. This was Kalpita ji. It is, of course, for Bharat Mata Diksha ji, but it is also to Mother Earth. She is, that this part of the land is Bharat, as we call it. So it is for Mother Earth. All of the praise of Bharat Mata is for Mother Earth. Oh, Nicole ji, namaskaram. Shall we do more? Shall we ask more non-Indian participants to sing Vande Mataram for us today? Nicole ji, I'm inviting you also on screen. No problem, Shivanshi ji. Okay. I don't know why problem. If you want to, you can join in. I'm sending you an invite one more time, but up to you. Anybody else who is interested in chanting this and singing this? So this is not exactly this is a song, and it's so melodious, so beautifully done, and it is set in tune to a rag called Rag Desh in Hindustani classical music, and which is also so apt because it's a national song set in Rag Desh. So yes, Nimiji, but I don't see an option to send you a request to join on screen. Maybe you don't have audio or video enabled on your device. Any other general questions, guys? So yes, Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.
Where are you from, Nicole ji? You're from France, no, if I'm not wrong?
My ancestors are from France. I'm currently in Hawaii. I come from northeast America.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. You've been in multiple Vakshuddhi batches before, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Though it takes time.
Did you join late, or were you there from the beginning for the entire session?
From the beginning.
Oh, you were there? Okay, perfect. You want to get started?
No, in this call, I just arrived.
Oh, okay. Then you have not heard the explanations for all the words before?
No.
No?
No.
Then you want to try reading them, or no?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I mean, it's going to be a mess, but okay.
Shall I chant them once, and will you repeat them after me? Vande Mataram.
Oh, Vande Mataram.
Oh, you wanted to sing it?
You can sing and I'll repeat. Oh,
really? Okay.
Yeah.
Or shall we do that with everybody in a group? Can we do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Nimiji, we'll have everybody join me, and then all of us can sing together. I'll sing it once, then you repeat after me. It'll be like a music class. Namaskaram. Namaskaram, Nimiji. But I'll have to request you to take care of audio on your side, all of you guys. No men in the group, is it? What is this? Underrepresented. Akashji, you're silent. Akashji, I'm sending you an invite nevertheless.
Very clear.
Yeah, I guess this is a much noise. This is better. Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram.
Sujalam.
Sujalam.
Suphalam. Your video is perfect. Malayaja Sheetalam.
Malaja Sheetalam.
Slower. Malayaja Sheetalam.
Yaja Sheetalam.
Sasya Shyamalam.
Shasya Shamalam.
Sasya Shyamalam.
Sasya Shyamalam.
Perfect. Then the next stanza comes. Shubhra Jyotsna Pulakita Yaminim. This is a little tricky. Shubhra Jyotsna Pulakita Yaminim.
Shubhra Pulakita Amitam.
Pulakita Yaminim.
Yaminim.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Pulla Kusumita. Let's split it up.
Pula Kusumita.
Drumadala Shobhinim.
Drumadala
Shobhinim.
Shobhinim.
Suhasinim.
Suhasinim.
Sumadhura Bhashinim.
Sumadhura Bhashinim.
Sukhadam.
Sukhadam.
Varadam.
Varadam.
Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Nicole ji. Namaskaram.
Namaste.
Namaskaram. I guess trying to bring the music aspect of it, and while I'm not that big of an expert in music myself, was not a very good idea. Now your video is clearer. Thank you so much, Nicole ji. But revival of Guru Shishya Parampara. Yeah, I hope it's. Anyways, any Sanskrit specific questions? Any other general questions? Okay, coming to Shivanshi ji's question of the sounds at the end a or e after a masculine word resulting in a feminine word? No, not necessarily. Even words that don't end in a or e can be feminine gender. Dhenuhu, which ends in u, is a feminine gender word. Ruchihi, which ends in short e, is a feminine gender word. So it's a generic rule, which is, it's a rule of thumb that a or e at the end of something is a feminine gender. But there are exceptions. Definitely there are exceptions. And as I keep repeating, Panini, the progenitor of all the rules of grammar, the system of grammar called as Ashtadhyayi, he said gender is not something that can be explained. It is not something that can be put down in a rule. It is something which is perceived. So, and again, the gender is not for just things in Sanskrit. It's not that one particular thing can only have one gender. So there, for the same entity, there can be, based on what attribute or what property of that entity is being described, a same entity can be known by a masculine gender word, a feminine gender word, or a neuter gender word. So army, the word army can have a feminine gender word depending on what attribute. Chamu, it's called. So there are many nuances like this, but in general, as a rule of thumb, a or e usually does represent a feminine gender word. Shivanshi ji again asks, after pa varga, how to decide which anunasika sound? The default is m. So if it is sansara, it can be samsara also, or samskrita, or samvada. But the more the literal thing is that the exact thing to do there is just use a nasal sound. It can be sansara. It is not any one of the nyamangananam. It is the default thing. The best thing to do is just to use ma, which is the last of the anunasika sounds, because it ends at the lips. There is no further vocal. There are no further organs in our capability anymore. So it ends with the closing of the lips. So default to is the safest thing to do. So samsara, samvada, samlagna. So ma. What other anunasika sounds are there? Samvatsara, right? Then dot and then va. Samvatsara. It's fine. No, Kanchanji, this question is only for consonants after the pa varga. Your Kanchan, in Kanchan, the cha belongs in the second varga itself, right? So the cha, jajha, nya. So there that nya, kanch, the nya sound, kanchana, right? So this is only for sounds after ma. Sangnya also, Dikshaji, the nya belongs to the ja and nya belong to the second row. So it's sangnya. Some people usually do default it to as samgnya, but that is wrong. It is not samgnya. And it's this, you say it out like that, samgnya, you see there is something odd right there, you feel. If it is sangnya, it's all coming from the same part of the mouth. So it is Shivamsh is fine, Kanchanji. It is Shivamsh. You can call him Shivamsh, because amshaha, the ma can be default. But otherwise it's a nasal sound, Shivansh. So it's not exactly ma. And it's not exactly na either. It's not Shivansh also, as North Indians usually default it to. It is Shivansh, which is a nasal sound. Writing it, you want to use N, you want to use M, it's up to you. None of the... Oh, Chakshuji, namaskaram. None of the Madhuji is also here. Why have the men not appeared on screen anyways? It's beyond time, guys. If there are no questions anymore, we'll close the session here. Perfect. All right, it's 11:40. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. Anybody who's watching this on YouTube? Nobody. No problem. I guess everybody here is on Crowdcast only. Thank you so much once again, everybody, for joining in. Thank you. Namaskaram. Happy rest of the day. There is no Shubharatri or Shubhodayam anymore. But happy rest of the day. Thank you so much. Punar Milamaha until we meet again. So Punar Milamaha, everyone. Namaskaram.